Welcome to another riveting literary session where we are privileged to delve into a world of exploration into the realm of possibilities, ideas, passion, and execution. As we unravel the transformative power of ideas, the fuel of passion, and the critical role of execution, we invite you to discover how this synergy opens doors to boundless opportunities. Now, let us meet our distinguished speakers. Our first speaker of this session is Dr. S.K. Nanda, who is a retired IAS officer, a seasoned bureaucrat with over 3 decades of service in the government of Gujarat. Dr. S.K. Nanda has been instrumental in shaping policy and governance. Beyond his illustrious career, he is an accomplished author, columnist, and the chairman of the Junagadh Cultural and Arts Center, Adalaj, Gandhinagar. Jagannath, my bad, I'm so sorry. Our next speaker is Nivedita Nayak. A dedicated force in Indian arts and culture, Nivedita Nayak has significantly contributed to socio-political arenas for over 2 decades. With a master's degree in public health and education, she passionately preserves and enriches Indian classical and tribal art and culture, actively working towards social empowerment. Our next speaker is IAS Dr. Heera Lal. Dr. Heera Lal, a distinguished IAS officer and acclaimed author, serves as a change maker in the government of Uttar Pradesh. His best-selling book, Dynamic DM, originally written in Hindi, reflects his commitment to positive transformation and impactful governance. This session will be moderated by Dr. Starry John, a dentist turned public health professional associated with SEWA Seva. Dr. Starry John brings a unique blend of expertise to this session. Beyond her professional pursuits, she is a skilled public speaker, an avid reader, and a valuable contributor to the literature festivals. I would like to invite all the speakers to the stage. Mr. Nanda, can I please request you to be on the stage? Thank you so much. I would like to hand over the mic to Dr. Starry John to lead the conversation further. Thank you.
Hello. 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 Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It's an afternoon session, and we have an esteemed panel over here. And there's one thing that we all share in common, and that's we all here belong to most of us, to the development sector. And somewhere or the other, we have contributed to humanity, in serving the humanity in various measures. And today, without any further ado, I would like to start this conversation. So I think this session is going to be very, very enriching, as we all are going to share our journey, our challenges, and what were the strategies we developed to ensure that the challenges are met with solutions. My first question goes to Dr. Heera Lal ji. Heera Lal ji, I have read your book, Dynamic DM. Dynamic DM stands for Dynamic District Magistrate. And loved the book so much. It's fully annotated with a lot of learnings. Especially, I come from a grassroots organization, that's SEWA, Self-Employed Women's Association. And we ourselves have been working like Model Gaon. We have been working on this project since 2 years. So, sir, I would like to ask you about your journey. How did you start this initiative? And what were the challenges you faced? And what were your strategies along this journey? Over to you.
If you have a conviction and mission, there is no hurdle which can prevent you from getting to your destinations. अगर आपका इरादा अच्छा है और आपने कुछ सोच लिया है तो वहाँ आदमी पहुँच जाता है. मैं बांदा जिले का डिस्ट्रिक्ट मजिस्ट्रेट बना और मेरे मन में जब मैं ज्वाइन करने जा रहा था 4 घंटे, तो मैं अपने आप से लड़ रहा था कि मैं कलेक्टर होके जा रहा हूँ, कलेक्टर बहुत बड़ी पोस्ट होती है और ये चलेगा नहीं चलेगा. मतलब दैट वाज ए चैलेंज, आई वाज फाइटिंग विद दैट चैलेंज फ्रॉम माय इनसाइड. और जब वहाँ मैं गया और काम करने लगा, क्योंकि मेरी नीयत ठीक थी, मैं मेहनत करता था, समस्या को हल करने के लिए सभी को साथ लेके चलता था, तो धीरे धीरे आम जनता में ये मैसेज चला गया कि ये अधिकारी गर्मी में मेहनत करता है और अपना सुख सुविधा त्यागता है. तो उनका कॉन्फिडेंस, जो कहते हैं ट्रस्ट विनिंग हुआ और हम लोग मिल करके काम करते गए. मुझे तो कुछ चैलेंज नहीं लगा. लोग कहते हैं कठिन काम करो तो बड़ा चैलेंज होता, थोड़ा बहुत आता है, अगर वो आए ना तो मज़ा भी नहीं आता. लेकिन एज सच मुझे कुछ बहुत चैलेंज नहीं आया. जैसे कोई काम करने के लिए पैसे की दिक्कत होती है तो हम जितना जो कुछ होता है कन्वर्जेंस का फार्मूला निकालते थे. एक ट्रिक की, जो कुछ है, कोई गाड़ी कर दे, कोई खाना कर दे, कोई कुछ कर दे, कन्वर्जेंस कर दिया. दूसरा, सबको मिला के चलना है, कोई छूटने ना पाए स्टेक होल्डर, वो दूसरा फिलॉसफी. और तीसरा, वो काम करो जिसमें पैसा लगे ही ना. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, बैठक करना है पानी पे तो तालाब के किनारे जमीन पे दरी पे बैठ के कर लो, ना फूल ना माला ना माइक, पैसा जीरो, नो कास्ट लो कास्ट. तो इन तीनों फिलॉसफी से हमने काम किया. इस बात को मैंने लिखा भी है. मेरा जो गवर्नेंस को गुड गवर्नेंस में कन्वर्ट करने का जो बेस है, ट्रिक्स एंड टेक्निक्स है, दैट इज 3: कन्वर्जेंस, इन्वॉल्विंग ऑल सेकेंड, एंड नो कास्ट लो कास्ट. तो इससे करके, लेकिन अगर आपका नियत कुछ है, बता कुछ रहे हो, कर कुछ रहे हो, तब वहाँ दिक्कत आती है. और जिसको कहते हो बड़ी दिक्कत आ रही, जब आपकी नियत अंदर से खोटी है तो आएगी. तो मेरा तो अनुभव यही है, अच्छे इरादे से कोई भी कितना भी बड़ा, कितना भी डिफिकल्ट काम करो, वो हो जाता है.
थैंक यू सो मच सर, आपने बढ़िया कहा. आपके लिए कुछ और सवाल है, पर मैं उसके लिए थोड़ा आपका थोड़ा राह देखना चाहूँगी. मेरा दूसरा सवाल है नंदा सर. Nanda sir, I wanted to know from you, what do you think is the future of the creative industries that's developing these days? Yes, what do you think?
The creative industry, I would like to mention what are the creative industries like. Creative industries is not only art and literature. Creative industry means a industry which is growing out of the power of thinking, power of creativity, power of original thinking. Mind becomes the mover, shaker. So, if you ask me, today anyone who is doing a very good app makes money. It's a product of creative industry. Anyone who is making a very good art piece and is able to sell it through the e-commerce, because e-commerce has become a tool of sale. And there are a lot of people who are remotely reaching you. Probably he is sitting without any cost of advertisement and any kind of publicity. He is able to sell his art piece or artifact, which he never could dream of selling in the last 30 years. If he has got talent of having a very good art of making these, what you call coasters, which you put on these glasses. I have found people who make coasters, they are able to sell the coasters at even 30 rupees a piece. Whereas here it is available in plastic coasters in 1 rupee a piece. So people do not mind giving 30 rupees, but they want to take a coaster which is having a beautiful artifact, beautiful monograph of some Indian art. Similarly, the paintings, Warli paintings of the tribals on the walls, people are converting into textile screens, they're converting into these photo frames, and they are able to sell it across the board on the e-commerce platforms or during such conferences which we have as mementos. Instead of buying the so-called the loheka, the so-called mementos which you do. It all depends on how you do it. Similarly, animation. Animation is a part of the creative industry. Animation has got, sky is the limit for animation today. Similarly, your what you call the explorative art, the sketches. The sketches are something which are now, the modern form of children book are all pictorial. Instead of telling more in words, they want to describe it in terms of pictorial. How pictorially we'll be able to understand, because the child catches the pictorial thing, and that is how the Western eyes are looking for. The child is also sick of reading. But the most important part which I wanted to mention was, in order to do this creative industry powerful, first thing we have to do is that we have to read a lot. Reading a lot, thinking a lot, knowing a lot, and getting informed a lot only can lead to a good creative industry. If we don't read, if we don't at all see a book, if at all we only go for Google page and cut and paste, creativity will never come in your mind, and you will not be able to be a creative person. So I would always say that the biggest point of this conference is, at least those people who are here today, 30, 40, 50 people, in one session and then other sessions, together we will be having 300 people. These 300 people are the people who are the germinator seeds. They are the people who will germinate. They are the seeds who are thinkers, and they would be able to have that, they would be the virus who would make others think. If this virus of thinking becomes engulfed or becomes more and more, probably the creative industry will also become very high. Because every human being is a creative thing. It's not that only Heera Lal or me or Mrs. Nayak is a creative fellow. No. Every human being, every woman, every girl, every boy has got creativity, provided he is put in the right surrounding and is encouraged to do it. Something or the other will come out of it, either in drawing or in performing or in execution or in kinds of acting or in kinds of drama. Something or the other will come. So that is a creative industry, and if he is conscious of the fact that he is creative on that, he has to only polish it and sell it.
Thank you so much, sir. Well, while you were saying about reading a very integral part of a creative industry, I would like to quote here one of the quotes by Elizabeth Gilbert. She's a writer who has written Big Magic and Eat, Pray and Love, which is really very famous. She says that for any creative industry, for any creative art to exist, you really need to read a lot. And S.K. Nanda sir has beautifully said how for any base, for any creative industry, reading is a must, and it forms a very quintessential base for its future growth. Now we'll move on to Nivedita Nayak, ma'am. And my question to you is that you yourself are a very passionate art and culture enthusiast. And I was just going through a bio, and you have contributed significantly in women empowerment and a lot of cultural aspects to it. Would you please describe your journey about that? And also you would like to know that you've also founded a trust that is a Sthapna Charitable Trust. Would you also like to just share with us your journey about that?
Thank you. It is said that life favors the prepared mind. My journey started since 25 years. And from my student life, I was very passionate about social transformation. Being a student of history and education, I found that lot of social changes has been taken place because of the writings of the great personalities, intellectuals, writers. You can you see that American Revolution, French Revolution, all the revolutions are the product of some kinds of writings. The intellectuals have inspired the minds of the people, common people, and so the transformation started. Similarly, I was inspired by many of the big personalities, great personalities, with whom I have come into contact when I was a child, when I was a student, and when I was working with. I was also the chairperson of the State Social Welfare Board. That time, in the, Odisha, 16 of the districts are Naxalite affected. In one of my visit to one of the most Naxal affected district, that is called Malkangiri, so there, that time, no women was going to that, women in power was going to that place in the districts. And when the Bandh was declared by the Naxals, I was traveling to that place to distribute the land pattas to the tribal women. That was, I think, a significant turning point in my life, because when Bandh was declared and there was life-threatening time, I was traveling and without any fear and reached to the place, and the collector and the SP told me that, madam, you have to leave the place by 1 p.m. because there is danger to your life. But that thinks that if I will be afraid of all these things, then how can I inspire the women who were struggling in their daily life for every bit of their rights? Then I was, that there was a girl also from Bargarh districts in Odisha. She was married in Assam, in one of the very interior districts, Golaghat districts. So she was, suffering because of domestic violence. So one of the people of those districts came to me and told that, ma'am, can you save her life? Actually, every day she's being beaten by her in-laws and her husband. So then I thought that without knowing the actual and the many of the laws, women laws, I started, how can I save the life of a girl in other state? That time, I was talking to one of my counterparts in Assam. She told me that, ma'am, why can't you talk to the SP of that district? Then I talked to that SP over phone that one of our girl from my state is suffering from DV, domestic violence. So how to rescue her? Because her life was very threatened, and by that time, she was put into custody. She was not given food. She was not, very ill-treated. And there was there was threat to her life. Then the SP told that, madam, so we have to we'll take the responsibility. And within 2 hours, she was rescued and put into a short stay home. From short stay home, she was giving me message, ma'am, can't I be out of this short stay home? Because, it is very horrible to stay in the swadhar home. But, there was a policy that, it's an interstate matter between Assam and Odisha. So I went to the DG police of Odisha and narrated the whole incident, and I requested him for help. But, in this course, 1 month passed away. And what happened, then I came to know that the governor can also be of help in this case. That time, Mr. J.B. Patnaik was there, who was from Odisha itself, and I talked to him over phone that this is the case, and I want to save the life of that particular girl. And okay, we'll help you. When are you coming to Guwahati? He told me. So, and I went to Guwahati within very short time and reached there. And by that time, the government of Odisha, they heard about my initiations, and they also came to my help. They sent me 5 police personnel to reach to that place, and there was some, judicial things going on, judicial agreement between Assam and Odisha police, and the girl was sent to me, and I took her, and I brought that girl to my state. I handed over that girl to the parents of the girl. Now this girl is again, remarried, and now settled peacefully. So that was also another point where I saw that I have to do a lot of things for my people of Odisha. You see that I was holding many positions as in the Social Welfare Board chairperson, and after that also I was in the commission. But what I say that, this is a position given by the government for a short tenure of time, And in that tenure, you are not being able to serve the people because you have certain dreams which cannot be fulfilled in a very stipulated time given by the government. So I thought of founding this Stapana Charitable Trust, where my focus was for culture, creativity, and innovations. I formed many, cultural groups, assembled many tribal women groups, and now they have formed not only cultural groups, they're also working for their sustainable livelihood through handicraft items and all. So I think I have invited Dr. Nanda to one of my program where he had also seen that how many women achievers we have created in Odisha through mobilization, mass mobilization and all. The journey, itself was a beautiful journey, but it was not so smooth sailing, I will say. Up to this much, then there are a lot of things we have to do for our state Odisha.
Thank you so much, ma'am. While you were narrating about your history of your charitable trust, I was vividly remembering Shri Ilaben Bhatt. Shri Ilaben Bhatt is the founder. She passed away last year, 2nd November. She is the founder of the Self-Employed Women's Association, the first ever women's organization in India that specifically works for the informal women workforce. And she also, has been a beacon of hope for a lot of informal women. And as I speak, informal women workforce include those women, if we see, they are having informal work, like for example, they are farmers. We say Khet Majur Ben, we say in Gujarati. We say Pashupalan, animal husbandry. Women who sit at home, like in those days, there were Bidi Kamdar. The Bidi, they used to make Bidi. Then there were rack pickers, so they used to pick up scraps of paper. So, she involved and made a union, a movement for all these women workers so that their voices also can be heard. So, thank you so much for your insight. My next question goes to Heera Lal Sirji. I read your book, and I was really very much amazed that एक गांव को मॉडल बनाने के लिए काफ़ी सारे पैरामीटर्स की ध्यान रखना पड़ता है. स्पेशली अगर उसकी बात करें तो पानी का लेवल, लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल वाटर लेवल भी, जो आप बंदा गांव की बात कर रहे हैं, उस गांव का वाटर लेवल सिग्निफिकेंटली कम था. वहाँ पे मैल न्यूट्रिशन जो है उसकी भी काफ़ी, देयर वाज आल्सो एन इश्यू ऑफ मैल न्यूट्रिशन. विमेन एम्पावरमेंट पे भी आपने काम किया है, और उसके साथ में आपने क्रॉप प्रोडक्टिविटी जो बहुत कम था, जब इनिशियली जब बंदा में आप गए थे तो काफ़ी सारे ये सारे जो मुद्दे हैं वो काफ़ी थे, पर आपने टुवर्ड्स द एंड आपने कितना सारा 1.34 मीटर्स वाटर लेवल इंक्रीज हो गया, क्रॉप प्रोडक्टिविटी कितना इंक्रीज हो गया है, एंड आपने जो पीपल पार्टिसिपेटरी मॉडल जो अपने मैल न्यूट्रिशन को ये करने के लिए किया है, कैन यू प्लीज शेयर विद अस?
देखिए, ऐसा है कि हम सभी लोग एक बात सोचते हैं कि हमारा विकास, माई डेवलपमेंट विल बी डन बाय सम अदर एल्स. हमारा विकास हम नहीं करेंगे, कोई दूसरा करेगा. हमारी समस्या है पानी की तो डीएम साहब या कोई दूसरा हल कर दे, हमें किताब चाहिए कोई दूसरा कर दे. ये जो माइंडसेट है, यही गड़बड़ी का कारण है. आपका विकास केवल और केवल आप कर सकते हैं और कोई नहीं कर सकता.
बिल्कुल सही कहा आपने.
और इसी बात को मैं सबको समझाता हूँ और समझा करके उनको पटाता हूँ. समझाता हूँ, पटाता हूँ. पटाना मतलब उनका ट्रस्ट विन करता हूँ, और उसके बाद जब उनका कंट्रोल और ट्रस्ट मेरे हाथ में आ गया तो मैं तो जो कहूँगा वो करेंगे. मैं कहूँगा कुएं में कूद जाओ तो कुएं में कूद जाएंगे. मैं कहूँगा उनको थप्पड़ मार दो, थप्पड़ मार देंगे. ये विनिंग ऑफ द ट्रस्ट है. तो जो पब्लिक पार्टिसिपेटरी अप्रोच की बात थी, उसमें बात यही थी. मैं आपको एक उदाहरण देता हूँ. हमने डिसिल्टिंग एक तालाब का टाइम दिया सुबह 6 बजे, एंड दैट पॉन्ड वाज अराउंड 60 किलोमीटर अवे फ्रॉम डीएम रेजिडेंस, डीसी रेजिडेंस, एंड एट डॉट 6 o'clock I was there, and my local SDM of that subdivision was not there. Can you imagine? मैंने ऐसा क्यों किया? मैं वहाँ जब 6 बजे 4 बजे उठा, नहाया धोया और पैजामा कुर्ता पहना और पहुँच गया 6 बजे। वहाँ के लोकल एसडीएम नहीं आए, उससे पूरे शहर में मैसेज, पूरे जनपद में मैसेज ये हो गया कि डीएम लोग तो दिन में टाइम देता है, 2 बजे देगा तो 5 बजे आता है, कभी टाइम पे नहीं आता। यही सही बात है ना, है ना? अगर आ गया तो बड़ी बात है। तो उससे ये मैसेज हुआ कि ये डीएम वास्तव में अपनी नींद हराम करता है, मेहनत करता, सुबह 6 बजे पहुंचा। तो ये सब कुछ एग्जाम्पल आपको क्रिएट करना पड़ता है, ठीक है। और अभी जब आपसे बात कर रहा तो मेरे दिमाग में एक बात आई, हम जिसको अनपढ़, गंवार और पागल समझते हैं, जिसको हम इलिटरेट, अनपढ़, गंवार और पागल समझते हैं, वो पीएचडी होता है। वो एजुकेशन वाइज तो क्या होता है, अनपढ़ होता है। बाई एजुकेशन ही इज अनपढ़, इलिटरेट, बट ही इज पीएचडी बाई प्रैक्टिस, ही इज पीएचडी बाई एक्सपीरियंस, एंड एक्सपीरियंस इज मोर इम्पॉर्टेंट देन एजुकेशन, ठीक है। तो वो जो पीएचडी है वो एक बाई प्रैक्टिस, बाई एक्सपीरियंस, एक कलेक्टर को उससे एसेस करता है कि ये कलेक्टर झूठ बोल रहा है, नाटक कर रहा है, कहे कुछ रहा है, करेगा कुछ, ठीक है। और जब अगर उसके समझ में आ गया नहीं ये कलेक्टर अच्छा आदमी है, ऑनेस्ट है, ईमानदार है, मेहनती है, एंड ही इज लिविंग नॉट फॉर हिमसेल्फ, ही इज लिविंग फॉर वी पीपल, और वो अपना ट्रस्ट देता है, और फिर आप कुछ भी करा लीजिए। तो मेरे जनपद की आबादी 20 लाख थी, 20 लाख मेरे दीवाने थे। क्या थे? मैंने उन्हें अपना दीवाना बनाया, बाई मेहनत, बाई नॉलेज, बाई गुड डीड्स, बाई टेकिंग ऑल एलॉन्ग। मैं वहाँ भी, देखिए मेरी किताब में मेरा ये फोटो है, उसी वक्त का है। मैं वहाँ जब टाई और सूट पहनता था तो ऐसे ये लपेटता था और चद्दर डाल देता था, जिससे उन्हें ये लगे कि ये कलेक्टर मेरे गांव का है, घर का है, अपना वाला है। उसे ये मत लगे कि ये अंग्रेज है। मैं अपना भाषा, वेशभूषा और भोजन तीनों वहाँ से मैच कराता था। क्या? तो जब लोगों को लग गया अपना भाई कलेक्टर है, वो हमारे लिए जी रहा है, एसी में नहीं बैठता, तो उन्होंने हमारी बात मानी और पब्लिक पार्टिसिपेशन इतना जबरदस्त। हमने कहा पानी बचाओ, अपना तालाब डिसिल्ट कर लो, सब मिलकर डिसिल्ट कर लिए। हमने कहा अपने घर में नया तालाब खोद लो, खेत का पानी खेत में सबने खोद दिया, तो पानी बच गया। इसमें मेरी क्रेडिट थोड़ी है, क्रेडिट उस आप जनता की है। एक बात, तो जब पानी बढ़ गया, हमारे यहाँ विकास क्या कहते हैं, नई बिल्डिंग बन जाए, रोड बन जाए, स्कूल बन जाए। पानी बचाना विकास नहीं मानता, पेड़ लगाना विकास नहीं मानता, प्लास्टिक को जीवन से भगाना विकास। तो हम लोग मूर्ख हैं कि नहीं हैं? हैं। पानी बढ़ाना, वाटर टेबल जितना ऊपर लाओगे उतना ही क्रॉप प्रोडक्टिविटी बढ़ेगी। वाटर टेबल 1 मीटर 34 सेंटीमीटर ऊपर आ गया, क्रॉप प्रोडक्टिविटी बढ़ गई। इसमें देयर इज नो क्रेडिट ऑफ डॉक्टर हीरा लाल, क्रेडिट गोज टू ऑल द सिटीजन्स ऑफ द बांदा। हमने लोग पेड़ लगाओ, हमारी सरकार, हम लोग पेड़ लगाओ अभियान चलाते हैं, ट्री प्लांटेशन। हमने कहा ये ठीक नहीं है, हमने ट्री सर्वाइवल स्कीम चलाया। पेड़ लगाना तो बहुत आसान है, पेड़ बचाओ अभियान चलाया। एक उसमें इस किताब में लिखा है, आई एम नॉट गोइंग इनटू द डिटेल हाउ आई डिड दैट। और 2018 में हमने चलाया था प्लास्टिक मुक्त बांधा। प्लास्टिक जल, जीवन, जंगल तीनों का सबसे बड़ा दुश्मन है, और प्लास्टिक हमारे जीवन में कैंसर बन के आया है, छोड़ेगा किसी को नहीं। जो प्लास्टिक को नहीं छोड़ेगा सबको मारेगा, एक एक का मारेगा, आज किसी को मारेगा, कल किसी को मारेगा। तो ये जो पब्लिक पार्टिसिपेट, महात्मा गांधी, हम ये कह दूं क्या, आप लोग बुरा तो नहीं मानोगे, मैं वास्तव में महात्मा गांधी का सच्चा अनुयायी हूं। महात्मा गांधी जी क्या करते थे? कुछ करते थोड़ी थे, सबको ठेल देते थे, चलो ये करो, और सब भागता था। तो महात्मा गांधी के अंदर क्या कला था? सबको बताना, सबको पटाना और सबके लिए जीना। मैंने उनकी थोड़ी सी नकल कर ली है। और गवर्नेंस में वही आदमी कामयाब है जो जनता से काम कराता है, वो खुद नहीं करता। मैं कुछ नहीं करता, आज भी कुछ नहीं करता हूँ, ठीक है, जनता से कराता हूँ। तो प्रोडक्टिविटी बढ़ गई, पानी बढ़ गया, पेड़ बच गया, प्लास्टिक भाग गया, और बच्चों के पे बहुत सारे प्रयोग किए। जैसे एक दिन का मुख्यमंत्री एक पिक्चर आया है कि नहीं आया है, तो मैं एक दिन का अधिकारी बनाता था, एक दिन का कलेक्टर लोग बनते थे, एक दिन का एसपी बनता था, एक दिन का एसओ बनता था बच्चों के लिए। और ये तो मेरा पब्लिक पार्टिसिपेटरी हो गया। एक चीज़ और मैं आपको बताना चाहूँ, अभी क्रिएटिविटी, इनोवेशन, आजकल ये शब्दों का खेल है। बात वही है, क्या कहते हैं, ओल्ड वाइन इन न्यू बॉटल। खूब घुमाते हैं इधर उधर, और हम लोग खूब घूमते हैं इधर उधर, कभी इधर कभी उधर। क्रिएटिविटी, इनोवेशन, ये चाहे जो भी नाम ले लो, मैं इसको अपने शब्दों में सिंप्लीफाई करता हूं। क्या? डू द सेम थिंग डिफरेंटली, डू द सेम थिंग डिफरेंटली टू रिड्यूस द कास्ट, टू रिड्यूस द टाइम एंड टू मेक द प्रोसेस इजी। यही इनोवेशन है, यही क्रिएटिविटी है, और यही सब कुछ है, नाम कुछ भी कहो। तो मेरी जो स्टाइल है, दिक्कत क्या है, जिसे सर का कोई ईगो मुझे नहीं दिखा, मैं भी ईगो लेस हूँ। मुझे कहो तो भी मैं नीचे लेट जाऊंगा, क्या, मुझे कोई ईगो नहीं। पानी नहीं आएगा तो बिना पिए सो जाऊंगा, चारपाई टूट गई तो नीचे सो जाऊंगा। क्यों? हम इंसान हैं, हमारे हर परिस्थितियों में आना चाहिए। और हमारा प्रोटोकॉल ऐसा बना दिए हैं कि कल वो IAS अफसर उतरेगा तो एक खींचेगा गाड़ी, तो एक को चलेगा तो एक छाता रख देगा इसे, तो एक पानी पिलाएगा। वो जो नाटक है ना, उसी नाटक ने हमें बर्बाद किया है। वो नाटक मेरे पास नहीं है। आई एम सिंपल द स्टॉन्च फॉलोअर ऑफ द महात्मा गांधी, एंड आई एम प्रैक्टिसिंग हिज processes in real sense. That's why I'm getting the success. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. डायनेमिक DM बुक बहुत ब्यूटीफुली लिखा है कुमुद वर्मा जी ने, और डायनेमिक DM जो सर बता रहे हैं उसमें काफ़ी डिटेल में उनकी पूरी जर्नी उस किताब में लिखी हुई है। आई एम श्योर इट्स अवेलेबल। तो प्लीज़ अगर आप इस लिटरेचर फेस्टिवल से कुछ किताबों के साथ अगर आप यहाँ से लेना चाहते हैं तो प्लीज़ डू टेक डायनेमिक DM। हमारे सिंस वी आर रनिंग शॉर्ट ऑफ टाइम, quick short question to Nanda Sarji. We talked about creative industries, and what do you think can we make it more sustainable, economically viable? About the creative industries, you talked about creative industries, its future, but now how do you think that we can make creative industries more economically viable, sustainable, and have more stability to it?
To creative industries, I gave you certain examples. Now those creative industries, examples which I gave you, they have to be made into shelf-of projects. Shelf-of projects means what will be the margin money, what will be the loan, what will be the interest, what kind of duration he will take care, whether if it's a creative industry, is it a venture capitalist loan or it's a sheer loan. Suppose he is coming with a product where he will do for a mass production and it will be like a venture capital. So there 3 years of moratorium will be given. So all these have to be developed into a kind of a shelf of project. So this shelf of project has to be done by the lead bank of the district in consultation with the district leaders, the women organizations, the NGOs, and they would be able to extend loans. The problem is that today all these have never come up because creative industries is never in the priority of the banking industry. Banking industry, they follow the same donkey norm of giving loan for seeds, giving loan for horticulture, giving loan for cattle, giving loan for tractors. These are all rewritten, pre-written things like in Rig Veda for them. Now you have to come up with new classification that here is an industry which wants to do publicity, advertisement and marketing of its own products through e-commerce because, and he is having a shelf or let's say size is, let us say he can only handle 20 today, but he wants to handle 2000. How does he do it? Same labor he will employ, suppose it's in the tribal area. So she will employ the tribal. For example, now I will tell you a small example which I have been successful. You know Nagli, papad? Nagli is a millet which is grown in Dangs and Maharashtra. Now Nagli was being taken by people centuries, since centuries. People in Dang never take wheat. So when I was posted there, I said, what is this Nagli? So Nagli is both color, one is whitish, one is reddish. Reddish is, I then got it checked up through a center, through the NIN, National Institute of Nutrition. Hyderabad, and they say that it's got 62% of calcium, and rest is all riboflavin, protein, vitamin C, vitamin B, vitamin A, and also what you call iron. Now, nothing could be better for a woman, particularly post or when post 40s, they drop calciums. As you know, all women, they drop calciums after 40s. Is the biggest remedy for women after post 40s to develop the calcium shortages which they do, because everyone is not fortunate enough to take a glass of cow milk properly and purely. Because cow milk is not at all available now, and in case it is available, it is very costly. So if you have something of a nagli, even if 200 grams, 50 grams, every day, it will be able to take care of your supplementation. So we started a nagli society through the tribal women. We gave them the machines by which they started first doing papad. Why papad? Gujaratis are fond of papads. If I do biscuits, they will not take. કોઈ ગુજરાતી એવા છે સવારે ઉઠીને બિસ્કિટ ખાય નાગલી નહીં ખાય નહીં ખાય. No one will take. But if I say I will do papad, they will take. So papad became the very big thing of interest. So nagli papad penetrated the markets of Surat. There was a huge demand. We had started with 2 societies. We fanned it into 20 societies. So nagli has become a very product of high sales. Even today also in the Flipkart, naglis are sold. So it's creative industry. It's okay. But the bank loans were advised by the bankers to be taken. Now I'll give you another example for you to take home. You know the tribals, they grow teak trees. The teak trees, one teak tree, fully grown teak tree is equal to 1 lakh rupees in terms of cubic feet of wood as of today. Suppose and it is ripe for cutting, so it takes 18 years to ripe it off. Suppose the tribal, in tribal lands, like we have lands, they have on one side lands and on one side they have the teak trees. You need DFO permission to cut the teak trees because they are reserve trees. So what we did, we told the bankers that you give loan to people against building, against land, against capital, but you never give building loan against tree. They said, no, it's not allowed. We told the Bank of Baroda to change your norms in a tribal area. They don't have buildings of your nature in Ashram Road or in Sarkej Gandhinagar Road. They have got 20 trees. According to me, 20 trees equal 20 lakhs. So even if you don't give 20 lakhs, you give him 8 lakhs so that he will pay off his old debts, marry his daughter, improve his agriculture, buy his agricultural set pumps. He can improve his roofing of the house, and he can also construct so many things in his field. He can bring a higher set of pump. He can bring drip irrigation of a better quality. Why are you not giving it? When you are getting 20 lakhs as a capital reserve. So the banking loan started, and we call it a green credit scheme. So these are all part of the creative industries which I thought, if at all you can design it well and you can sell it well and you can anchor it well.
Stay on the stage while they are being given mementos, and after Dr. Starry John would like to invite us to participate in a very quick book launch. She'll conduct it. Over to you, ma'am.
Hello, yeah. We are heading to a quick book launch over here. The author whose book we are going to launch today, he's Doctor of Dental Medicine, DMT from Boston University, US. He himself is a very avid reader, and also he has contributed a lot when it comes to literature. So I'll quickly invite Dr. Savio De Cruz on stage for the book launch. Can we please have a round of applause? The book is King's Gambit. So if you are into Agatha Christie novels, and if you recently like the book, the series that is launched, The Murder at the End of the World, also Murder in Orient Express. So these are some of the famous series that we have seen. If you really like these series, and I'm sure you will love this novel. And I'll quickly now invite Savio De Cruz in to just talk about the book in a few minutes.
Dear esteemed dignitaries, readers and writers, I was a very voracious reader from the very beginning. Because of that, I have imbibed several types of genres into my reading and writing too. That's why even though this book is primarily a locked room mystery thriller, it has several other genres mixed in that, like it has horror short stories embedded in that, supernatural, even comedy and romantic tropes inside. If you like authors like Arthur Conan Doyle and Agatha Christie, then you will definitely like books like this. Even Harlan Coben and John Le Carre and Lee Child, if you like Past Secrets Unraveled and all that, then you would like these books. Movies like, if you like Haunting in Venice or Death on the Nile or Murder on Orient Express, then you would definitely like these books. In the pipeline, I also write management books. Like I have written management lessons from different fictional books. Then I also write children's literature and recipe books also from my place, Goa. So I would definitely like to thank Mr. Umashankar sir for giving me such a good opportunity to launch my book. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. The book is available at the bookstore as well as on Amazon. So we would really love if you can just buy the book if you wish to, and please leave us a quick Amazon review, and we are there on Instagram as well. Thank you so much. Thank you, Umashankar Sirji. Thank you to all the esteemed panelists for this session. Thank you. May you have a very literature-filled evening. Thank you.
And welcome to AILF. We have the 8th edition right now, and I want to ask Dr. Starry John on how her experience has been at the AILF. Ma'am?
First of all, thank you, Umashankar Sirji, for conducting this wonderful literature festival. I have been an invited speaker at this festival for the past, I think, 2-3 times, and I've been loving this festival. Like whenever the festival is around, I always block my dates. For all literature lovers out there in Ahmedabad, we try to spend money in a lot of other urban flea or other kind of stuff. But I think I would always wish to all the people who love literature or who do not love literature and who always want to start their journey in literature to please attend this festival. 2 days are over, but then Sunday is always there, and I'll urge everybody to please come here. They have wonderful panels, wonderful sessions, wonderful speakers. I'm sure when you come back, you'll not go back with an empty slate. You will have wonderful ideas to begin your new journey, and there are wonderful books as well. So I will highly recommend everybody to please make the best use of this festival, and let's all use literature to make change in the world and in our lives. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, ma'am. Hello, so we are at the 8th edition of AILF, and I would like to ask, how has your experience been at AILF?
It has been a wonderful experience. Like there's things from different parts of India and even different parts of the world. Like there was, I think yesterday some people from Kazakhstan, then today I think from Egypt. So there's different parts, different all adventures and different travels and lifestyles from different countries and different parts of India have been showcased here. So it has been a very enriching and making a rounding out the whole experience of a person, you can get it here.
And how has your experience been with your coming here, and how did you feel? How enriched did you feel?
Yeah, it has been a good opportunity by Mr. Umashankar sir, and even S.K. Nanda sir and Heera Lal sir. I learned a lot of things, how to manage people. Like I'm a MBA myself, but even though I have won gold medals there, but I learned much more in 1 day and 2 days here than them. And it was a good time to launch my book also, King's Gambit. So it was definitely a good thing.
Would you like to show the cover of your book?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, sir.